Chilekupu. Obugo kere lukala. Anyị na-atọrọ gị mma. Lekwe ndị bịara nga m ugbu a. Ọ bụ ndị nshila Rapid Television. Ha bịara ka mana ọla bụ mkparịta ụka. Ka mana ọla bụ mkpa ife gbasara omenala. Madachi Chilekupu ejiri bịa lejiwala. Nna m shọ bịara nga m abịagbule m ya nga ịla mkpukpu apụla ya n'azụ. Ọ bụ ọjị la anyị na-eji anabata ọ. Ọ bụ na ọjị la nna anyị njiri lụọ nwaanyị lụọ nne anyị. Ọ bụ na ya la njiri ga anabata we. Ọ bụ na ọjị la anyị na-eji anabata ọbịa ya. Madachi Chilekupu mkpa abịaruwa ma enyewa ọjị aga wee ta ọjị tata mma. Anyị ga-eta ọjị tata udo. Anyị ga-eta ọjị tata ọganihu. Ọ ga-edoro Abia steeti mma. Ọ ga-edoro Naijiria mma. N'aha nke nna na nke ọkpara na nke mmụọ nsọ. Amen.
As the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Cha 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 Igbo kwenu. Kwenu. Kwezoro.
Eastern Circle.
Good morning to you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to Eastern Circle. Of course, we are alive, we are awake, and we are active from this part of the country. Good morning. And of course, it's day 6 of the End Bad Governance protest in Nigeria. My name is Michael Odemene. Good morning. And of course, I'm not alone. I've got the beautiful one right next to me. Today is a better day because you're supposed to be at my right hand. Now you are okay, but you are sharp. You are sharp beside me.
You actually doing no traditional wedding for you to.
Okay. I don't know about me. I don't know. It's not even. It's not basically about the traditional. I just feel like a woman should be in the right hand of her man.
Okay. Man. Good morning, glad to have you join us on another episode of Eastern Circle. My name is Adeze Gwima. That is really cheesy.
Hey, you see? The no reason why you should be sitting at my right. It's what I'm talking about. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Next time we'll correct.
Okay. And by the way, talking about Ada and the women making us proud, actually, something I forgot to mention yesterday, maybe because I'm not a sports, I'm not really a sports liking kind of person. Oh, you too, you see, so that's why we're a good match, actually. But I cannot forget to mention the fact that, yeah, the Tigers, the basketball team of the country, are making us proud in the Olympics.
Yeah, they made it to the quarterfinals and they happen to be the first African team to make it.
Definitely. And very, very proud, like super proud, because now looking at the MVP of the match, I think it was Ezinne Kalu, the MVP of the match, who is also a Southeastern. In fact, that's the more reason why I'm saying what I'm saying now, because I cannot seize the opportunity to recognize my sister,
exactly.
Who is right there doing us proud.
We're proud of you.
And I think you should borrow, in fact, don't just borrow a leaf, carry an entire tree from this woman, so that next year, next Olympic, who knows, maybe you'll be representing us
just
in one thing or the other.
Michael, I know there's football matches going on. And
do you always have to seize every opportunity to remind me that I don't know how to play football? Anyway, so congratulations to the Tigers and Ezinne Kalu as well, who is a Southeasterner making us proud in the Olympics. I mean, she has a very interesting story. From what I learned, she has spent about 5 years in the NBA and stuff, and has not been drafted. And she's been doing stuff in France and other parts of the world. But this time around, uh, she's doing it carrying Nigerian flag.
Exactly.
And it's something
you
to
don't
be.
actually have to give up sometimes.
Yeah.
There are people that when they get into something and they're not recognized, they lose hope.
They lose hope and
probably
quickly quit.
withdraw. Exactly. But you just have to keep trying. And as you're trying, you're getting better at whatever it is. So that when you have that opportunity, you will shine.
Yeah, just like someone said, I totally cannot remember who made that quote now, but the quote goes something like, "It's better you're prepared for an opportunity and
Exactly.
it's not there yet, than the opportunity
Comes
you've
to
been
you
praying for, asking
unprepared.
for, comes to you, and you're not even
prepared for
prepared."
it.
That would be like, oh goodness, that would be very painful. So every day you wake up is a day for you to do better, to be better at whatever it is that you want to do with your life, or what you're doing already with your life. All right, I like my partner here. Every day she gets better with her fine hair and beautiful looks, inspiring me to do more. Good morning. So let's get started with what we have for you today. So the Southeasterners have remained indifferent about the ongoing protest, and this has earned them praises from some Southeastern governors. But what really is behind this calmness? We'll look into that shortly after the break. Good morning and welcome.
As the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu. Kwenu. Kwezoro.
Eastern Circle.
Welcome back. And as the hashtag End Bad Governance protest in Nigeria continues to gain momentum, even as it enters day 6, the people of the Southeast have remained aloof and, of course, indifferent about the ongoing exercise across the country. But could it be they listen to their leaders, most of whom spoke severally in the media, calling for Southeasterners to boycott totally the planned protests across the country? Now, here is Odjus Okalo telling Abians and Igbos in extension to avoid the protest. Let's take a look and we'll continue shortly.
Convinced that is working on it. Please, my appeal might not be too heavy. My appeal is just to youths, the CSOs, the NLCs, the TUCs, and all the unions, not to damage our present infrastructures. Replacement is very heavy. This is 2024. The oil money is not running as it used to be. And I repeatedly told you people this when you wanted to go on strike sometime in 2020, 2021, that Buhari is not the owner of this country. Today, Buhari is in Daura. Like Tinubu is not the owner of this country. In some years, latest 8 years, Tinubu will also be back in Lagos. And the country is my country, is your country, it's our country. Please, let's give him some time. In the press conference I heard in where I said people should give him about 2 to 3 years. It's difficult. What have gone wrong in this economy to be resolved in few days. People like me have built businesses and suffered in this economy. Suffered losses caused by apparatus of government. Suffered humiliation caused by apparatus of government. But I still have belief in the unity of the country, in the oneness of the country, and the togetherness of the country. Country must resolve these issues, and I hope that President Tinubu will resolve some of those issues. He will not be a fool to leave us hungry, to leave us stranded.
All right, and also the Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has, commended the Southeasterners, of course, for staying away from the protest, highlighting his reasons, and as well talking about how some unnamed persons in politics are sponsoring the protest. Let's take a look. We'll be back shortly as well.
I've called for wise counsel to prevail. First, I start by thanking Almighty God and also my people, particularly not only Imo State, from the whole southeastern region, for agreeing and resolving not to participate in this protest. Because you can see, experience has shown that over the years, each time there is any violent protest, Igbos pay dearly for it. The shops being looted in Kano belongs majorly to Igbo people. The one in Lagos, the one in Borno State, the one in Yobe State. So for anybody to support the disability of our businesses, to say the least, is not acceptable to an average Igbo man. So I think also from us, but with what we have seen, that the current agitation, which is contrived by aggrieved politicians, is not necessary, because the reason for the hunger and hardship of today, which we all acknowledge, is not of any activity of the current president, which is just barely 1 year old. Those behind this current protest, some of them have been 2-time speakers of the Houses of Assemblies. Some have been ministers for 80 years or more. Some have been governors for 80 years and below. So one time or the other, they have been in government. So their failure, the result of their failure, what they were not able to do for lack of courage or selfish interest, is what put us to the current hardship we are suffering. And now this is the only time we have seen courage to dismantle the cabal in the oil and gas sector, that to the extent that now crude oil is being sold in local currency. Dismantle the cabal in the power sector, that are busy increasing the price of power without supplying power to Nigerians. And virtually all the sectors of the economy. So my advice now is that it is time to tell ourselves the home truth. We must encourage dialogue and then reduce attention and energy on blame. Be proactive and develop our country for a better prosperity.
And in the same vein, Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti has expressed his deep appreciation to Abians for their restraint amidst the ongoing hardship protests that have plagued other parts of Nigeria. Speaking to an enthusiastic congregation, Governor Oti acknowledged the current economic difficulties but emphasized the detrimental effects to the violent protests.
But at the end of the day, have the Igbos taken the smartest route? Well, Sam Chinagorom joins us this morning to get some clarity on the subject matter. He's a broadcaster, public affairs analyst, and of course, a core Igbo man. A Southeasterner. Onyo Komado.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to you, Michael. And it's actually a privilege. I can't count how many times I've been here. So it's an honor.
Yeah, I mean,
a chance
Actually, I think the pleasure is all mine because I mean,
Always
you.
have you here.
It's great to always have you. Like I enjoy the energy. It's all beautiful. So great to have you join us today. I mean, but you've seen how it is with the Southeast,
I've seen it.
and
I can't forget
to say hi to her.
Say hi
Of
to her.
course, of course, of
Good
course.
morning.
Good morning,
And you know, we can't do without women.
Right.
It's important to even enable land. That's why any man that is doing well, they will always ask about
Attribute it.
Oriako.
Mm.
Oriako.
But we're not answering only Oriako now. I answer Odoziako,
Odoziako.
Osodiako.
Sodiapatako. Things are changing. So
How many are really doziele diako? Are they really in the business of dozi diako or just iri diako ka name?
A lot of them are into Odoziako.
Oh, okay. Okay. So now, Sam, looking at what's going on in the country.
Yeah.
Now, we are home in the Southeast. It's
Yes,
been 6 days now of the protest, and then, in fact, when you go to several parts of Igbo land, the Southeast, it's business as usual. People are going about their businesses now. Earlier, they were mostly indoors. They didn't come out at all. But then, 2 days later, 3 days later, people went back to their businesses. They, opened their shops, started trading. The markets, go to Aba, the area market, in fact, filled. People, I mean, it's like nothing of protest. Like it seems we're not even hearing what's going on about the protest. So now, just like we've heard, Ojuzo Carlo before the protest made a number of comments about the protest.
Yeah.
Ben Carlo as well spoke about the protest, saying Igbo should not protest. In fact, Ben Carlo's statements, I found it to be quite controversial because he mentioned that the reason he wouldn't want Igbos to come out is because they'll be targeted, they'll be shot, they'll be killed, they'll be maimed. And then I keep asking, by who? So by who?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Right?
Yeah, it's
Now,
actually a big question.
Exactly. So then again, Imo State Governor, most of the leaders in the Southeast, all right, including Alex Oti, they said stay away from the protest, all right. Alex Oti cited the destructive side of the protest, right, and then Imo State Governor Hope Uzodimma talks about how it's being sponsored by some people in politics. So it's just quite a lot. Now, my question here is basically, so could we say really that sponsorship actually must have pushed the number of people we saw in this? In fact, we are still seeing on the streets protesting. All right. Then if we agree that okay, fine, they were sponsored. So if they are sponsored, and does that mean that they are not actually hungry, they're just sponsored? And then here in the South, does it mean that okay, let's say they are not sponsored and it is the hardship and hunger that sponsored it? Does it mean that the Southeastern are here, we're not hungry?
Okay.
What's the point? What's the reason for this indifference? For this, we don't care about what you guys are doing. Anyway, let's just go about our businesses right here.
Yeah, some of them that spoke, I think Oji Zokalo. I think I would take him to be the man that was somehow clear when it comes to his statement, in as much as well, he's an APC man. Don't forget that.
Okay.
Hope Uzodimma is an APC man.
APC as well.
Ben Carlo, APC. Just the current governor of Abia State that is not APC. Maybe his own part of the statement, we will understand it to be okay, someone that doesn't want his state to be in
chaos.
Chaos. But the others are speaking. They are speaking for their party. And who is the president of Nigeria? Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is an APC man. Now, you asked the question of those protesting. From what Hope said, if they are being sponsored, yes, they are being sponsored by hunger. Exactly. Hunger actually sponsored them. Hunger pushed them out to come out and protest. Yes, we also have another group that got sponsored, really, which one of them has actually come out to confess that they were actually sponsored to protest against the
protest.
You understand?
Yeah.
That he was promised 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira advance. Then if you finish the job, you come collect the balance.
Wow.
So that's two sponsorship now. Those ones were sponsored.
Yeah.
These ones that came out to protest were also sponsored, but by hunger, not by any individual. Listening to what Hope said, he mentioned some people, he didn't call names.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. He just said some. In fact, he gave analysis of how far they've been in government and all of that.
That's politicians. They will always know people behind something, but they won't mention names, and that's the problem. That's why we are still here. If you think you know something that will help the nation, and you're a truthful human being, a truthful politician, you come out and make names. If possible, mention their names and tell us what they have done. That's actually put us in this situation. But no, they won't, because they are their friends. And Hope, obviously, almost all the thing he said for me, it's not something I need to hold hands. First and first, hunger sponsored people, and they came out to protest. That's my answer to that question.
All right, Oyokumado, making reference to what the Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps said about ethnic profiling. Now, if ethnic profiling is part of the major issue that led to boycotting the protest, don't you think it's going to get worse since the Southeasterners are not joining this and bad governance protest? Well,
to the president right now, I think he should actually be happy to the Igbos. If Mr. President knows what politics is all about, I don't know. He should actually be in love with us for not even coming out. That's a point he should pay attention to. Then what Ben Carl has said, he's an Igbo man. I expected him to even go out there and not sound this way. If we are being marginalized, which we know, they have come and gradually now proving it to us. It was Alin Dume that made a statement the other time.
Yeah.
Concerning the Igbos, and I was like, oh, so you guys know.
Yeah, you know.
So you guys know that we are being marginalized. And profiling the Igbos to be the people that maybe causes the issues that we have in Nigeria means that we are good people. We are being known. There's one adage in Igbo that said, Asewata, Bonyoma, ya boy. Okay, so just that don't hear Igbo. If you tell a child to mention who he or she knows, he or she will quickly mention the mother's concubine, because that's who he knows. Now, Igbos, we are so blessed and so popular that you cannot take us away from any story that has to do with the Nigeria.
Yeah.
Former president called us a dot at the circle, but that dot is still more visible than the majority of the circle. You understand? So we are being seen as people that are too blessed, and the envy can't stop coming. But I expect Ben Carlo and Igbos also there in Abuja to represent us very well. Tell the people that we are not who they are, who they think we are, and not tell us, okay, remember how you people are. You people are being hated. Don't do this thing, so that it's not no. And finally,
that sort of looks like we are begging to coexist, you know, in the country that is supposed to be ours, right?
They are begging to coexist with us because they know. You go to the, even now that the Igbos did not join the protest, you heard what happened in Lagos. They are giving us time and dates to quit.
Exactly. I was going to come to that because it's all about the profile. Apart from that, we still remember what happened last year during the 2023 elections as well. We saw a lot of intimidations.
Leave, go back to your this thing and vote. Now, it is just who we are. At the mention of that word, Igbo, every name or any kneel, we bow. And that's what is happening now. We're not protesting, it's a case. We protest, it's a case. We are too blessed. Michael, we are blessed.
Wow. So that's like I wouldn't say dilemma there, but because you go this way, it's an issue. You go the other way, and then as we stand, it's not the president who is doing the profiling now at this particular time.
It's an Igbo man,
yeah,
from the south,
right. And then again, that post that was trended some days back was from Lagos. Even though the Lagos state government had come out to say they are not part of that,
they always say
they dissociated themselves from that post, but then it still remains that a lot of people backed the post. A lot of people spoke, and then, I mean, they were in support of that.
Yeah.
That's to show you that this is not just something that someone wakes up one morning and then you decide to say something. It's something that they've felt it seems like it's been felt for some time.
Is that tweet, that Twitter handle that made that post is a verified
Twitter handle.
Is a verified Twitter handle. It's not just a tweet that someone woke up to make.
But then again, verification now can be bought, so we can't totally ascertain that.
But we know what the message is all about, and we really accept that. But unfortunately, we can't be pushed away as far as Nigeria is concerned. And okay, that's why some people even in the southeast have decided, okay, why not you leave us go? You see this whole thing. You're telling us to go. Now, if we come out to ask for us to be left out of Nigeria, they will still not allow that to happen. So it's just that, see, I love it when I say that Igbos are Isiano and actually there.
So what you're trying to say now, Oyokomado, are you suggesting that the Igbos should remain in those places that they're not wanted, no matter what's going, even if it means risking their lives and their businesses?
Living because you're being chased out, that's the part I really don't think we need to focus on. But if you think, okay, an environment is not okay for you, you want to relocate, fine. We have so many things in the East here that we can actually pay attention to. Is it what is happening in Lagos? Even so many things happening in Lagos State and other parts of the country. Igbos made it possible. I've been in Kaduna, the biggest market in Kaduna. That market is being occupied by Igbos.
A lot of them.
In fact, the Northerners come there to learn the business from us. So many Alhajis they bow to Igbos just to learn what we are doing. I saw that. It's so unfortunate that the wise guys don't even participate in chasing the Igbos away in their communities. It's just the people that are scared, people that are insecure. In fact, people I would say that don't know anything. I keep saying that, see, if you think someone that knows better than you is around, the best thing to do is to come closer. Learn from the person, add to the one you have. But if you want to chase the person away, it shows that you don't really know what you want.
So in your words, I would want you to attempt this. Would you now say that the Igbos have made a smart move by avoiding the protest, by boycotting the protest?
Definitely, it's a smart move. Not because we are not hungry. I remember when you asked that question.
Yes.
We are hungry. We are very, very hungry. And she even be angry also. But remember during the election, Obi came out. And so many of us supported Obi. Not because he's an Igbo man, but because during campaign, he was the man that actually stood out there. Because I listened to the current president then. He was busy talking about himself, how he's then. Atiku, we know him to be the man that will always want to be there, answer the president. But Obi was the man traveling. He went to Egypt to, find out how they make use of their lights, how they generate lights and, distribute, and so many other things. So Nigerians, majority of the Igbos wanted that to happen, but at the end of the day, they did not, Obi is not the president. So the Igbos on their own myself said, okay, we presented someone that would have helped Nigeria as a nation, not Igbo now, not Igbo nation, but Nigeria as a nation, and it happened this way. No problem. At this point, let's sit.
Take a back seat and watch the drama play out.
And that's exactly what happened. Not because the leaders talked to them. Not because Hopos Adema talked to Igbos. Not because the Imolites. Not because Ben Carlo talked to Ben the people. Not because Ojozo talked to Ben the people. Not because Oti, Alex, talked to Abians. But because they have said, okay, since it seems as if they are the cause of what is happening in Nigeria, let's sit and watch. And that's exactly what is happening. Because if you heard the story also, you notice that should be in Enugu, Anambra. Guys gathered and they were
having fun, right? Yes. a bunch of, in a number of places actually.
Definitely. Sarcastically telling the president to continue, that they will support him in the next 4 years. Just like what we say in the street. Suffer. They tire you.
All right, Oyokomado, this protest was planned for 10 days, and this is just the 6th day. We have 4 more days to go. So assuming you have a magical crystal ball to foresee the future, what do you see to be the end of this protest?
The end of the protest will be peaceful. I think before the end of the 10 days, I think everything must have gone down well. The message was passed the 2nd day. The first day was calm. So many people were like, okay, let's see what will happen, especially here in the East, just like you rightly said. But the second day, the third day, the message got clear to the president, to the politicians in general. So I believe before the next 10 days, things will calm down the more. But I just got a message that in Kaduna is becoming hotter. That a bank actually got
attacked,
attacked, and they went in there. Catherine, just going out with computers and so many
some other
things.
parts of the north as well. They looted. Even there's a rice factory in Kaduna. They looted as well. So some parts of the country there's been these scattered spots of violence.
It's really serious there, and I'm not happy because it is happening there, but I'm happy because Igbos are not involved. You see, it's not making headlines. The headline is just not that hot the way it would have been. Had it been, it was the Igbos that took the, but it's happening there, and I believe the governors, the politicians there will handle it. Like I said, the message has been passed.
Yeah.
And I want to believe that at the end of the protest, they will come out to know exactly what they would do, in as much as the president has actually made a speech.
Yeah.
Well, to me, that speech, nothing is inside there, but to Nigerians, maybe they will pick one or two things out there.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. Actually, we are pressed for time, but I will need you to, maybe in a few seconds. Hope Uzodinma mentioned, those who are trying to replay what happened in Kenya. Do you think Nigeria has the capacity to kind of replicate what happened in Kenya?
We can actually do more than what happened in Kenya, but also the way our security men reason here, or the way they are being raised, or the way they are being controlled, they will also likely kill more people than how many people that actually killed in Kenya. So on our own, we should advise ourselves not to push it to the point of invading some government houses,
offices,
to avoid them killing people. The number of people killed in Kenya is lower. The way they have pushed it won't be the way we push it if we are allowed to do. We have the capacity, just like we asked. But to avoid any of us dying at the process, we will not allow it to get to that point. But it's something we can do in 2 days. Remember what happened in 2020?
Yeah, the NSAS.
They saw that we were close. They destroyed everything, and so people ran back. So that mindset we still have in us. That's 4 years ago. But we are powerful. And just like a particular party's slogan, power belongs to the people.
Nice way to end the show, actually.
Thank you very much for always coming to join us on Eastern Circle. It's actually a privilege.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. Always a privilege. Of course, we'll do this another time.
Exactly. and that's the size of our package this morning. Glad to have you join us. We'll take you back to our Abuja studios for the rest of Rapid Down. And please continue to stay safe.
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
Be safe out there. Good morning.
As the sun rises, so do we rise from the east.
Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu. Kwenu. Kwenu.
Eastern Circle.